Hello, welcome back. This is 6.5, your DJ, producer, mixing extraordinaire. Anyhow, what I'm doing is basically my aim is to let upcoming producers and DJs and mixing engineers know that you don't have to break the bank in order to have a great industry standard mix. That's my aim. So what I'll be using, I'll be teaching how to use, how to learn your software. Very important. Learn your software, the software that you have. Learn it so that when you go into the big studios or when you can afford to buy your stuff, you'll be able to use them quickly and efficiently. Having said that, I use free demos and free software. That's right. So as you can see, I use utility on the main master track on the master track, and I put some gain on it so that I can, when I'm gain staging, I don't have to put it all up into zero or uh all in the plus sign. I have it peaking and clipping and stuff like that. What I do, I can gain stage at a very low stage and I could boost it with this. It really comes in handy after a while. Those are one of the first things I would have learned years ago from a professional mix engineer. Uh, and that would have stuck with me. So yeah, I would have mixed the I would have mixed the vocals earlier. If I don't get back to this, I would have recorded it, but it was in one. It wasn't in stereo or it was in mono where it was only on one ear. I may do that over, or I may just do a vocal on another another tutorial. But basically, what I did is I had a center, one pan left, one pan right. I understand the mechanics, and I don't really use spatializers or imagers when mixing because of phase issues. And I'm not the super scientist or a super physicist when it comes to mix engineering. But I know about phase issues that you will have, especially when you're playing out, right? Anyhow, moving on to the meat of the matter, we're going to be doing kicks today, and if I have enough time, we'll be doing snares, probably the claps and bass, probably, but focusing on the kicks right now. So this is the kick. We're gonna play it. I already done the vocals, like I said, so I was just listening to how it sounds in the mix. This is how it sounds in the mix.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it.
Right. You can see that the vocals are very, very prominent right now. That's pretty okay. I tend to use the mix the vocals first because those are the most important things in songs. They need to hear the vocals. They must be clean and they must be present at all times. If you go across here, all the background vocals, this is what it is. And I would have gotten this. All props go to there's a mixing engineer, produced like a pro. He would have provided a lot of free stems that you could practice with, and this is one of them I'm using. It's called uh Steve. This is it. Austrian Audio CC8. What? I just calling out the file. By Steve Magi. What? Magagoria. Anyhow, just go to mixlikeapro.com. I think that's what it is, and you can get it. I will probably put it in the link below if I remember. But anyhow, you have like over 50, or I think 50 or so mix projects that you can practice with. You know, if you're just practicing, you want to get your feet into mixing, yeah. I'm using Reaper, the demo version. I'm learning from it. Uh, like I said, use what you have till you get what you want. And I'm going to be showing you what I'm going to be using for the kick now. Kick, there you go. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is multiply this 3 times. Why are you going to multiply it 3 times? Because kick is another duplicate tracks. It is another very important element in a mix. You have to have full heavy kicks in your mix, duplicate tracks. Good. So you have 1, 2, 3, and what you do is left to right. Like I said, I don't use imagers when I'm mixing. I don't like the phase issues. I don't like the introduction of phase issues. I know that if you use certain equalizing techniques and stuff, they introduce phasing, but right now, this is what I use. This is the technique that I use. This is what I use. I'm not a pro. I don't have any Grammys or anything like that. But this is how I mix my drums, and they're very, very efficient with the mixes that I would have had for clients and even playing on radio and stuff like that there when I was back home. So anyhow, press play.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than.
All right, good. Not much of a difference there. Great. What I focus on right now, Bram, is here. Right. What I'm focusing on right now is the center. The center has to be the best. It has to be the best. I would have went ahead and see FX. I would have went ahead and, for saving time's sake, like it takes a lot of time. Something that would have worked for me. Get templates, fam. Get templates. These are just a couple of templates that I would have gotten. Actually started working on them today. Click. Should pop up. And yes, so Kirchhoff, sorry. Nomad Factory, all demos. But they last for like half hour, so click. So you gotta be quick. You gotta be quick with it. You got half hour, but you can do a lot, especially when you know what you want. All right. Okay, so let's see for 30 minutes. All right, good. So what you need to do first is get the EQing right. So turn this off, click. Get the EQing correct. Right, let me get this out of the way. Play.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it.
All right, what you want to do is find the irritators, any resonances or any frequencies that you really don't want. This is the Kirchhoff demo, so I'm not going to get this back. If I delete this and put it back on, it's going to go right back flat. So let's move quickly. Right, so let's play. Some of it is a big tom kick though. Big tom kick. I don't know if I've got anybody.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later.
All right, good. So what I would have done is found a resonancy that's pretty annoying. That to my ears sound pretty awful. I have on headphones, but mind you, but you can always get radio quality with any headphone in any space, anywhere. Yes, I said it, and it will show you how. If you stay tuned right to the end of this mini mixing course. All right, so good. So this is to my ears what I would have heard, the dominant frequency. I put on the high pass and the low pass just to cut out all the unwanted stuff. You can keep it if you want, but it's pretty useless stuff, and you might get little rumbles, unwanted rumbles when you play. Give you an example. Sorry. Okay. So okay. Bram, this is a pretty nice frequency. You don't want it to mesh too much with the bass guitar. Doom 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 doom. Right. You don't want to mess with that. So that's why I didn't push that up too high. So this is where I would have my dominant frequency as when I play it.
It's gonna come and capture.
That's the dominant frequency there. So I push it up, so accentuate it and highlight it and say, yes, this is where I want the thump to really, really kick in, right? To give it its own presence without having to add too much compression or to have any enhancers or such, right? So, right. So moving on smartly, player.
It's gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture.
Another thing is the rumble, you would hear that room, right? Then that it really sounds like a tom drum mixed with a kick. I ain't sure what it is, but yeah, that's pretty exciting. You can experiment with that if you want. I would have lured on a bit more information that will be carrying vocals, so you don't really need to hear that. What I could do, I could put on a high kick so that when you're playing it on computer speakers or phone speakers, you'll be able to hear it, and it will be in the 1K range or so. Anyhow, moving on smartly. Click this. All right, this is to warm it up, and then you can always switch. Right. So right, and this is really to bring out the dynamics and the whole goodness of the drum track. Right.
It's gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use.
Hear the difference now? Boom, boom, boom. Put a little limiting on it, little nice compression, but it's a limiter. Really bring it out. You could break the rules. Could be, why did you put a compression? I don't care. I do what works. I break rules. So I go hear the old heads just. I don't care. It works, and the effects are great. And I use a lot of the presets, and I would adjust the presets to how I think, see fit or whatever. So yeah, so beginner, intermediate, or whoever, yeah, just do what sounds good, but make sure you know the basics. I know the basics, so yeah, that's what I could do. This isn't really about basics, but this is to the intermediate, or this is for the beginner. Who basic I just showing you, well, you could use them all at free software. And I'll continue before these things run open me.
It's gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and capture. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna.
So we just change up the whole tone altogether. Yeah. It sounds really, really different. It's not really going to take away from the song completely, to be quite honest. But it sounds really, really different. And mixing is really a selector's choice. Basically, it would be up to the person to say, we don't want it to sound like that. And then you would change it according to, because when it was produced, it was in a tone that they preferred. So, yeah, anyhow. Go there, play.
gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every
All right, good. Let me click here so they'll know that this is it. No pun intended. Click, then you go to, this is one of the sweet parts right here. Render stems to mono stem and mute. And this is what happens. So you're getting that. One of the good features about Reaper. Anyhow, I'm gonna pause this and come back. Right, now we're back. Okay, so this is the muted channel right here. And center. See how Reaper really does a good job keeping the thing which you would have started with. I'm just gonna delete this. Why are you gonna do that? You're gonna need an not right down now. So remove track. Unless I would have removed the wrong thing. Play.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this.
All right. So let's go to the right channel. I click hull. I'm going to take a different approach with this here. Now with this here, I call them sides. Okay, so that it could got some weight, right? I can use drum tools again. I want to use Cosmos. Why Cosmos? Because it has some really good perks. Okay, 2. And try it. Come on, dude. Right. See. All right. And press where's play.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her.
That's interesting. So let me see if I EQ this. Let me EQ this to add some variety. Kirchhoff. That's my go-to. Drag it here. See how it moves. It's pretty awesome. Look at this right here. Look at that right here. Look at that right there. You don't need that information. Types. Go to low pass. Don't need that information. Really don't need that high pass. I don't want to really clashing with the high pass. Don't want clashing much with the kick drum. I mean with the bass. But what I'm gonna do is ooh, right there. Got a resonance right here. Wanna what am I doing? Lower this down a bit. Art is what I'm doing. Art. Click. Right there. You can hear it? Cha, 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 cha. Put it on the side. Cha. You want key region. I know I would have said I didn't want it in the center, but to have it on the side is rad, dude. Very good. And then let me experiment with something else. Okay. Right here again. I do a lot with equalizer, Magic Queen, liquid ear, British tone. Still not familiar with every single plugin that I have, so there's still a lot of experimenting. Okay. character. Thinking drum tools again. Add a little character to it. But instead, add a room. Hear the difference? Click, or that's not working. See a drum set, drum mix. Not much difference. Yes, I'm going to a tom. Because I want it to sound different. Hear the difference? So when it cuts out, you can hear the difference. Here. Right. Okay. Stop. All right. Third. You can lower it down because it's going to overpower a lot of stuff. Play. It is going to overpower. Bam, bam, bam.
No more than later, every dog has his day.
But you can feel the heaviness. Feel it.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later, every dog has his day, and this is it.
And then they got the end time ringing with it, which is very, very interesting. All right. Continuing on this side. Yeah, let me print this. All right. Click. Bram. Do not dupe tracks. First tracks mono. Okay. This is a little tricky because it just can go right into mono, but it's gonna pan also. So click, and we'll come right back. Note it's not clipping, huh? You realize that it's not clipping. It's not going in the red. All right, right back again. And we're back. Right, so this is the muted channel. You see how it is in mono, but it pans it to the setting. Super geniuses. All right, delete that track, remove that track. Right, not gonna need it. Okay, if you make a mistake, you can always edit and undo, remove tracks, and do what you have to do. It's nothing hard.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later, every dog has his day, and this is it.
Next one. All right, but you see the point of where you want it. 99%, not exactly good. 95%, and so what we're going to do is go to effects, and let's see, what am I going to use for now? I tend to draw to the cosmos a lot. Loud bass, monster boost. Let me see how monster boost works with this here. Okay, here the boost frequency. See bass drums 2. I can hear a lot of unwanted frequencies in here, like too deep. Alright, go here. Mixer, Kirchhoff here. I'm gonna EQ. Double click, high pass. Always got this. Click. Tap. I keep hearing a tap. I can, but I'm not. I'm gonna. Right here. At 300. Okay, then experiment with this. what am I doing? Working on the sides. Alright. Where are you? Arrow? Good. Lower it down because you can hear it's. Okay. I'm gonna boost up this. Oh. See if this is what we want to hear. Alright, that's a nice heavy little bottom right there, so it could maintain the bottom. Useless. Don't need all those frequencies in the sides. Furthermore, you don't necessarily need subs in the sides either. Not too much subs in the side. Which is this again? 33. Oh, this is pretty low. That's interesting. Alright, let me carry it to like 40. Alright, click. And nice. Click.
This is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess.
Good, nice and heavy. The vocals still standing out, and that is good. Right, so now I'm going to handle this. Then the effects, I think this is the left hand. Yes, left hand. So people ask, so how comes, how do you know it's really good? The mid is really good. The sides is to add flavor. This here, the mids is to add flavor. The center one is to really stand out, but the side is to add flavor. So it sounds different and gives a different body, different shape to the song, so that it's played in each headphone properly or each speaker properly. If you're doing when you're doing stereo, not if when you're doing stereo, and it's not going to affect the output when you play in mono. All right, so when you play out live, you're still going to have a nice hefty kick, so it's not going to be interfered or it's not going to be what's the word, hindered or affected by the two sides. Even if the information is out, it doesn't really matter. Okay, I can even mix in mono, but I'll do that a little later. Anyhow, so I'm going to click and render in mono, and it's going to render. Alrighty then, and turn it into Oblivion. I was just gonna say turn it off, but it turned it into Oblivion. Right. One sweet thing about Reaper is that it maintains the panning and it maintains the volume. Other software, well, some others, I don't know about all, but they go right on to Unity. Unity? 0. That'd be crazy to say about Unity, but 0. Right, that's the correct word. All right, and we're gonna play it now.
It's gonna come and catch ya. No use trying to confess her. Sooner more than later. Every dog has his day, and this is it. Your past gonna come and catch ya.
All right, good. So far, so good. Don't worry about adding the rest and saying, well, it's gonna clip or whatever. That's where gain staging comes in, and you're hearing and balancing by ear. Right, the main thing is that you have the two sides and the center working together with the vocal and the backups. The backups, but main vocal, right? And you're going to really get a good sound coming from here. Again, staging will be very necessary. And yeah, that's it for the kick today. Hope you got a kick out of it. This is 6.5, and this is just a little mini course to show you how to learn your plugins and learn how to mix with what you have until you get what you want. All right, like and subscribe if you want some more information. If this helped you, like it and subscribe. Consider subscribing or just subscribe. If you don't, well, still have a wonderful and beautiful day. And peace out. 6.5 out.